The Perfect High by Shel Silverstein. There once was a boy named Gimme Some Roy. He was nothing like me or you. Just sitting back and getting high was all he cared to do. As a kid he sat in the cellar sniffing airplane glue, and then he smoked banana peels when that was a thing to do. He tried aspirin and Coca-Cola, he breathed helium on the sly, and his life became an endless search to find that perfect high. But weed just made him want to lay back and eat chocolate chip pizza all night, and the great things he wrote when he was stoned looked like shit in the morning light. Speed made him want to rap all day, Reds led him too far back. Cocaine rose was sweet to his nose, but the price nearly broke his back. He tried PCP, he tried THC, but they never quite did the trick. Poppers nearly blew his heart, mushrooms made him sick. Acid made him see the light, but he couldn't remember it long. Hash was just a little too weak and smack was a lot too strong. Quaaludes made him stumble, booze just made him cry. Then he heard of a cat named Bubba Fats who knew of that perfect high. Now Bubba Fats was a hermit cat, lived high up in Nepal, high on a craggy mountaintop, up a sheer and icy wall. Well hell, says Roy, I'm a healthy boy, and I'll crawl or climb or fly till I find that guru who will give me the clue to as what's that perfect high. So out and off goes Gimme Some Roy to the land that knows no time, up a trail no man could conquer, to a cliff no man could climb. For 14 years he climbed that cliff, back down again he'd slide, he'd sit and cry, then climb some more, pursuing the perfect high. Grinding his teeth, coughing up blood, aching and shaking and weak, starving and sore, bleeding and tore, he reaches the mountain peak, and his eyes blink red like a snow-blind wolf, and he snarls the snarl of a rat, as there in repose and wearing no clothes sits the godlike Bubba Fats. What's happening, Fats? Said Roy with joy. I've come to state my biz. I hear you're hip to the perfect trip. Please tell me what it is. For you can see, says Roy to he, I am about to die. So for my last ride, please tell me how can I achieve that perfect high? Well, dog my cats, says Bubba Fats. Here's one more burnt-out soul who's looking for an alchemist to turn his trip to gold. It isn't in a dealer's stash or on a druggist's shelf. Son, if you want the perfect high, find it in yourself. Why, you jive motherfucker, says Roy. I've climbed through rain and sleet. I froze 3 fingers off my hands and 4 toes off my feet. I've braved the lair of the polar bear. I've tasted the maggot's kiss. Now you tell me the high is in myself? What kind of shit is this? My ears, before they froze off, said Roy, had heard all kinds of crap. But I didn't climb for 14 years to hear your sophomore rap. And I didn't climb up here to hear that the high is on the natch. So you tell me where the real stuff is or I'll kill your guru ass. Okay, says Bubba Fats, you're forcing it out of me. There is a land beyond the sun that's known as Zaboli, a wretched land of stone and sand where snakes and buzzards scream, and in the devil's garden blooms the mystic Zoot Zoot tree. Now once every 10 years it blooms one flower as white as the Key West sky, and he who eats the Zoot Zoot flower shall know the perfect high. For the rush comes on like a tidal wave, hits like the blazing sun, and the high, it lasts forever, and the down don't never come. But Zaboli land is ruled by a giant who stands 12 cubits high, and with his eyes of red and his 100 heads he awaits the passerby. And you must slay the red-eyed giant and swim the river of slime where the mucus beasts await to feast on those who journey by. And if you slay the giant and beast and swim the slimy sea, there's a blood-drinking witch who sharpens her teeth as she guards that Zoot Zoot tree. Well, to hell with your witches and giants, says Roy. To hell with the beasts of the sea. Why, as long as the zoot flower blooms, hope blooms for me. And with tears of joy in his sun-blind eyes, he slips the Google 5 and crawls back down that mountainside, pursuing the perfect high. Well, that is that, says Bubba Fats, sitting back down on his stone, facing another 1,000 years of talking to God alone. Yes, Lord, it's always the same. Old men or bright-eyed youth. It's always easier to sell them some shit than it is to tell them the truth.